Now, before the video starts, I just want to let you know that this is a spoiler-free review. The entire video is basically taken from the first 10 minutes or more from the game, when you basically start a new game, so don't worry, and I won't spoil anything in the game. So anyway, I recently bought God of War, which is a reboot of the entire series. It's the first PlayStation 4 game I own, and it's so far one of the few games that I have. And now I finally finished it 100%, and so I'm telling you now, is it really worth getting, or is it worth buying on a sale, or should you skip it completely? God of War, also known as God of War 4, is basically more of a reboot of the entire series, but it also acts as God of War 4. It's set after the third game, which basically set many years, but also you don't have to play the old games in the franchise in order to enjoy this one. So basically this is many years, maybe 10 years or more, they never specify. Anyway, years after Kratos killed Zeus. Kratos now lives in a new world, which is basically the Norse mythology instead of the old games, which is the Greek mythology. And now he started a completely new life. With now he has a boy called Atreus, who is his son. He is basically trying to teach him how to be a god, but also Kratos tries to learn from Atreus how to be a human. In this game, basically completely different. Kratos now isn't the angry, grumpy old man in the old games, but now he's more calmer. He's still angry and still badass, but he's basically a little different. So anyway, sorry. So basically the game, his new wife, Faye, died, and now her wish is they go take her ash and scatter it through the top of the highest mountain in all the realms. Basically Kratos takes this journey in a way where he basically connects himself and bonds with his son more, and also tries to teach him the ways of life. Now this game is different in many ways. For example, as you can see in the video, it's slower. Unlike other games in the franchise where you start killing some enemies first, this time you have to do a few things here and there. But don't worry, it's not a walking simulator or a movie as some people say, or even a generic third-person action-adventure game. It's basically a really great game, but despite all the changes, it's actually not a different game. It mixes a few things from other games in the franchise, but also with completely new stuff, making it a completely new game, but doesn't feel that different from other games of the franchise. The voice actors have changed here completely. Christopher Judge now voiced Kratos, was doing a great job. He basically feels exactly the same, almost the same, but an older Kratos. And now, as you can see, the axe that Kratos is holding behind his back is his new weapon. It's actually a really great weapon. It's not exactly the same as the Blades of Chaos, but still a great one. In this game, the lore of the game is told you throughout the game, as you have to explore the game in order to understand the lore and the backgrounds and all that. Which it won't be hard really, but it's gonna be really interesting to do so. The game is also longer, way longer than previous games in the franchise. In fact, it's in my opinion, the game is longer than all the other games in the franchise combined. Well, I really can't specify a special amount of time, really, no specific time, but I'm pretty sure that I spend a lot of time playing it, more than the other games in the franchise combined. And it also got 2 new updates, or maybe one, I'm not exactly sure, sorry, I didn't buy it at launch. Anyway, it got an update where you basically unlock New Game Plus after you defeat the game, after you beat it 100%, and also photo mode. photo mode is really great. You're spending a lot of time playing with it, doing a lot of stuff with it. That's really funny. I even used it more than once to make a meme from it. And anyway, in this game, enemies are a little bit different, of course, since they're from a different universe. But they're not hard, but also not easy. The game is hard, but like older games in the franchise, it depends on you to focus. But this time you have to focus a lot more. And then there are also things that which are like magic called runes. This time the best thing about them, you unlock them first, by the way, later, not at the beginning of the game. But they don't charge, don't require anything to charge them, unlike other games in the franchise. But they're really great and a lot. Then there's also NPC. They're not as much as Bethesda games or Borderlands or any of these, but they really give you a few decent quests here and there. And also the game is more open. It's not exactly an open world game like Rockstar's games, but it's nevertheless like it's actually a new change that's actually good. So anyway, and also in the game, many people were scared that Atreus may be one of those NPC characters that are a distraction. Well, that's true and also not true. He is a distraction, but basically not for you, for other enemies. And don't worry about him. He's not gonna be a pain in the ass or anything. He's actually a very great character, and you can almost control him. Basically, there's the square button, which basically him shoots arrows for you, and they recharge in a few seconds. Atreus is a great companion for Kratos. It may be not a multiplayer only game, or a game with online multiplayer, or even an open world game, but nevertheless it was a great game. It's really worth buying. Maybe I can't really find any complaint about it. Maybe the title is the only problem, which I believe should have been called God of War: A New Beginning or God of War 4 instead of just God of War, which basically makes it hard to compare the other game in the franchise. Anyway, it's not exactly an issue. And one of the things that is different from this game is basically the costumes. Of course, there's no costumes this time. Older games, the franchise used to have these costumes that would alter the gameplay. And here they kinda exist, but not really. They are armor sets, which you basically can find or craft throughout the game. You'll craft, but don't worry, it's not gonna be hard crafting. But anyway, it's completely different here. You can change armor anytime, and it's not gonna be hard. It's gonna be fun. It's really a great game. Truly one of the best. But the best thing about it is that the game also sometimes would pay tribute to older games in the franchise. Now, why would they do that? Well, basically to make older fans feel happy about it, and to make it more as a sequel as well than a reboot. Because if we're being honest, this is definitely a completely different game than the older games of the franchise. And we can almost say that Kratos is the same. But nevertheless, this is God of War 4. And despite what everybody was thinking at first, this is a great game and worthy of a sequel. And I'm looking forward to more games in the franchise like this.
Father?
Now everybody should play it.
I need to know you can survive
Despite
the journey.
the claims that this is more of a movie, no, it's not a movie at
Depends
all.
on you.
It's a great game,
But
and it did help
what did you
prove that
find?
EA was wrong about
Not
single
too
player
bad.
games dying.
I'll keep looking.
And I'm looking forward to see if they could make more games for it. Like, this is now my favorite game ever made, and it was worth buying a PlayStation 4, especially for that at first.
More tracks?
It's a 10 out of 10 game for me.
They're too round.
Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this video,
Good.
and if you do, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.
Oh! Now what?
This way, boy.
Hup! Oh. Wait, deer tracks. They're fresh. This way!